first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, and thank you very much for joining us. We are live streaming here to the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. As we do every weekday, we start around 1. We go throughout the afternoon. We cover a wide range of topics and even breaking news if that happens. During this time frame, I will be here for that with you as well. But right now, we are talking about something that is coming up, and it is a festival coming from the Oregon Symphony called Sounds Like Portland. This isn't just a one-day festival. This is taking course over several weeks. So we're going to be talking about that, what's behind it, and just the Oregon Symphony in general. Joining us right now, we have the Interim CEO, Paul Snyder. Paul, thank you very much for being here, with us today. I really appreciate your time. And to talk about this, to start off, for people, just to get a little bit of that background, the Oregon Symphony is really one of these storied institutions nationally, but it's been here for quite some time. Could you give everybody just a little context in case they don't know about the Oregon Symphony?
Thanks for having us on today. So we're actually the oldest symphony on the West Coast. We've been around for about 125 years. So we've been around a long time, and really it's been in the last maybe like 30 or 40 years or so where we've really risen to national and international prominence. And that really was due first and foremost to Maestro James DePriest, who was the music director here for 23 years and really raised the stature of the orchestra in every way. And now we enjoy a reputation as one of the finest orchestras in the country. I'm really gratified whenever a visiting artist or conductor comes and says, wow, this is one of my favorite orchestras ever to play with. So we've got an incredibly talented group of musicians. We've got a fantastic music director in David Donsmeyer. I think it's something that everybody who lives in Portland should feel really proud about, just the level of artistry that our orchestra actually delivers night in and night out on our stage.
It really is something, very special to have here, and all of that, that you just mentioned too, with all that hard work and just that many years to be here. That's pretty amazing. And, and it's celebrating those amazing musicians and directors, conductors, everybody that's on that stage and that's been there throughout that time. And this festival now that you have coming up also incorporates musicians of other genres and styles, but still bringing that Portland flavor into it. So would you mind just letting everybody know, what the origin idea was for this festival?
Sure. For a long time, we've had as sort of part of our programming what we like to call sort of like alternative or popular programming. So that's like movies with films, or I should say films with the orchestra playing, and different kinds of folks playing with the orchestra. And when we've sort of blended some of those genres together in different formats, audiences here in Portland have really responded. So you put that together with basically our desire to really write a love letter to Portland's creative spirit. That's where Sounds Like Portland came about. It's really, over the course of these 3 weeks, we're going to have local artists coming together with our orchestra or on their own. We're really going to be celebrating all the different voices and musical styles that Portland has to offer. In some cases, commingling them and having them work together. But really here in this first year of the festival, having an opportunity to spotlight so much of the talent that we have in this city, so many of the unique voices and musical artists that we've got. It's really our opportunity, we think, to sort of raise up and give highlight to just some incredible talent we've got in this town. And honestly, it's fun for our musicians to partner, for instance, on the very first night with Esperanza Spalding, who's going to be playing with the orchestra. And then over the course of the 3 weeks, just all kinds of different concerts with different genres, from classical to jazz to string quartets to rock music with the Decemberists and the Dandy Warhols. It's a whole mix of things. There isn't a single musical style that, if you're interested in it, that we're not probably covering during this festival.
Well, talk about that musical side of things too, from the classical side and the symphony side of things. What is it like for a musician to collaborate with that and to be able to test it out with all of these different genres?
If you're musicians within our orchestra, they play, obviously, Beethoven 9 a lot, and that's a work of art. But to have something new to play, to have a new style to get into, like with either with Esperanza or Gerald Grant's coming to play with us as well, that's just a new opportunity for them to stretch themselves musically. And then for our visiting artists and the artists that are partnering with us, it's their chance to, first of all, play with a world-class symphony and partner with other world-class artists. And the symphonic canon and symphonic music is something that is known to all of them, that was probably part of their musical upbringing in some respects. So having them be able to partner with it, is something probably, what we've heard from them, is really energizing for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really cool on both sides of it. And I know the Symphony, I mean, really has been doing this, for many years now, too, with the different partnerships that I've personally seen there, things that sometimes you wouldn't even think of, like Killer Mike or things like that, really fascinating stuff. And having these bands from Portland be a part of that, too. So, to bring all this together and have, the historical side of the Oregon Symphony, and of course, still there and doing everything that you do, combined with that, how important do you think that is for the community of Portland to have something like this, where you are bringing together all of these different aspects that are all very Portland, but very different spectrums along the musical side of things?
Well, first of all, I think it not only sounds like Portland, but it looks like Portland. I mean, the diversity of our city and the way that our city celebrates voices of all kinds, that's just part of our ethos and who we are. And so in some respects, we're just reflecting back to Portland what we know Portland is. And what we think we offer everyone is just a chance, especially in times that feel especially tense and stressful, to sort of unplug, go into a concert hall and just listen to some great music. We've actually seen in our concerts over the last 3 weeks just amazing responses from the audience, just saying, yes, we just need to be here and be enriched and nourished and just turned on and vibe against the music that we're hearing. It's something that we think is not just an opportunity to present great music to the community, but also to do something positive for the community. There's science that shows that art contributes to wellness and emotional resiliency and stuff like that. And so we think we're doing things not just as a musical offering to the community, but honestly, kind of an emotional offering to the community. Just do something fun.
Right. Yeah, something fun. And I think you're so right on that. I don't care where anybody is at on any kind of spectrum or lines of anything. A break is always good. And something like this to go, just sit down, listen to incredibly talented musicians play. And there's something about, that live performance of music, specifically looking at a symphony, but combining it with this other side of things to bring in these other musicians that I think is pretty unique. What do you think it is that's so special about seeing a live performance of a symphony and then combined with these other musicians as well?
Well, first of all, I think live music in general just has a different energy about it. When you're there with other people, and you're applauding at the same time, or you're sort of getting thrilled at the same time, that's a shared energy that, quite frankly, we're social beings, we're social animals, and so it feeds right into that. I also think that there's something about live music and realizing that we're watching incredibly talented people do incredibly difficult things. And so it's a bit of a high wire act, whether you're watching a symphony or whether you're seeing Storm Large do the 7 Deadly Sins with us. This is hard stuff. These artists are not just incredibly talented, they're incredibly hardworking. I think there's kind of a thrill to that. And then, when you mix genres and stuff like that, I think people just really, quite frankly, get turned on by a neat idea, right? The idea of, like the Decemberists coming and playing on our stage. It's something different, and it's something where people, oh, that's clever how they put that together. I'm really excited about something that's a little bit on the smaller side, but I'm really excited about it, and that is it's actually about string quartets. And so Carolyn Shaw, who's a genius, we're doing this East Side concert crawl. And so we're going to start at Polaris Hall at noon and do a bit of a concert there, and then we're going to go to the Center for Native Arts and Cultures in collaboration with the Native Arts and Cultures Foundation, do a show there, and then we're going to end at 5 at the Show Bar in Revolution Hall. I think, again, just doing sort of like fun, different things like that is something that people really, really respond to. So whether it's different artists playing together or different formats we've got, it's just a way to, again, sort of like you were saying before, take a break and get out of the everyday and see something that's really sort of creative and innovative.
Amazing. I mean, that's such a good idea, too, like crawl with that thing. Well, for all of these different aspects, too, and the different shows that are coming up, this festival and everything else that the Oregon Symphony does, what's the best way for people to follow along and know what's going on?
So we have a terrific website, and of course everybody would say that, but I'm really proud of our website. We just recently redesigned it, and if you go to orsymphony.org today, the landing page sounds like Portland. It's right there, and so that's the best way to see all of the concerts and be able to find out where they are and where to get tickets for them. And then honestly, we have a really what I think is a user-friendly calendar for people to be able to go to, whether it's for Sounds Like Portland or any of the concerts we have after it for the rest of the season, to see, hey, here's what's playing this week, here's what's playing that week. Hey, I've got friends coming from out of town this weekend. What's Oregon Symphony doing that weekend? You can go and look right on that date. It's all really, really easy and at your fingertips. So orsymphony.org is the place to go.
Fantastic. Well, Paul, thank you so much, for joining us just to talk about the great work that you all do there at the Symphony and just being such a historical part of Portland, but also bringing this in and this festival. And sounds like Portland Festival coming up and everything else that you're doing. So thanks for joining me here today. I really appreciate you being on Fox 12 Now.
Hey, Greg, thank you very much. We can't do what we do unless we've got partners like you that get the word out on all the great stuff that we're doing. So we really appreciate the time you gave us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And for everybody who's watching live, we're going to take a quick break. We've got plenty more coming up this afternoon, but I thank you for joining us and being a part of the show. Don't forget you can share these segments as well. As mentioned, Paul said, getting the word out. Feel free to share the segment or download the Fox 12 Oregon app and you can watch this and let other people know about it as well. But we'll take a break for right now. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.